Alright, so I've made my sprite fireball for this tutorial, and in here we're going to make the arrow keys on the keyboard fire these little fireballs. So what I'm going to do is go into the step event, and I'm going to add in another script called player attack. Now I'm going to do something very similar here. I'm going to use attack up equals, and I'm going to check a keyboard event again. Keyboard check, but I'm going to check keyboard check pressed this time because I don't want to constantly fire off a stream of fireballs while I'm holding down the right key. So this is going to check, has it been pushed in that last frame? And if it was pushed in a previous frame, it doesn't worry about it. It's only if it's pushed in this single frame that it's checking. And then I'm going to use VK up. Okay, so these are the up, down, left, right arrow keys. And then attack down equals keyboard check pressed VK down. Attack right equals keyboard check pressed VK right. And lastly, attack left equals keyboard check pressed VK left. Now, keep in mind, remember that this returns a Boolean value and it's storing that in here. And we can then now check if these values are being pushed. In this case, however, we do want to use else statements because we don't want to hold down all four and fire off fireballs in all four directions. So what I'm going to do here is just check each of these. If attack up, then I'm going to do a few things in here. What I am going to do is just set the temp dir. I might actually call it attack dir equals 90. Else if, or actually we can just use if statements. If attack right, attack direction equals 0. If, I'll make this bigger. If attack left, attack dir equals 180. And of course, the last one, you should be able to figure that out. It should be 270. If attack down, attack dir equals 270. So from here, last thing I need to do is actually tell it to fire off that fireball. And I'm going to check, has attack been pushed? If attack up or attack down. So if any of these are true, or attack right, or attack left, if any of them are true, we're going to do the code in here. So fireball equals instance create at the x self.x self.y. Now, I want to explain something here because I'm going to add on a number. I'm going to add on 16 to this because I don't want the center of the sprite to be, I don't want the sprite, sorry, my wizard, I don't want to put the center there because then when it comes time to the tile sheet, I've got to center everything in the tile sheet. It gets really out of whack because this guy's 16 pixels off everything else. Instead, what I want to do is when I create the fireball, this is where it's going to get created, but I want to add 16 pixels, which is half the size, and 16 pixels down so that it creates it right here in the center. Instead of clicking that center button, I'll click the center button and I'll show you why I don't want it like that. So when he moves around, I think this might crash on me because I didn't finish that code. Yep. So I'll just go into here and I'll just comment this whole line of code out for now. And I'll show you why I don't want it centered. So as you see, when I move over here, well, now he's off center. He's kind of half on everything and can't quite get exactly in there where there might be a hallway to move through. So I'm not going to center that. I'm going to set that to 0 by 0. But when I create this, I'm going to add 16 to it. And I'm going to create object player fireball, which is an object I have not yet created. So I'll create that very quickly. Object player fireball. So there's that. So it creates that there. And then we set fireball.direction equals attack direction. Fireball.speed equals 12. And I probably should create a variable for that called attack speed. And lastly, fireball.image angle equals attack direction. So now when I go into here, if I've written everything right, okay, left, right, and I can move him around. All right, too easy.